2005 will forever be remembered as the year of the hurricane in the United States, and Clewiston, Florida was not spared the damage. Homes were destroyed and lives were changed, including those hosting our first event of the season. This is Lake Okeechobee, and even though plenty of signs still remain and remind us of the hurricane season, one thing still remains the same on this monstrous Florida body of water: big bass. The biggest we'll see all year, so what a way to kick off the season. It's the first event of the 2006 Walmart FLW Tour. From the Big O in Clewiston, Florida, this event presented by Snickers. Hello everyone, I'm Keith Leibowitz along with Charlie Evans. We are delighted to have you here with us for what promises to be one of the most exciting bass fishing tournaments you have ever seen. 10 pros remain in a field that began with 200 of the world's best, and our defending champion is looking to go back-to-back in 2006.
Kelly Jordan is in the zone again, what he calls the 30 zone. 30 minutes of fantastic fishing last year on the final day that brought him from 10 pounds back to the ultimate championship, $100,000. His first victory in the FLW Tour. He's looking for his second right here.
Another guy that you better look out for is Shin Fukae. He won the Land O'Lakes Angler of the Year title in 2004. Shin struggled mightily in 2005. Now, he'd like to prove that 2004 was no fluke.
His rookie year, he took America by storm. Last year, he couldn't do anything right. Now he says he wants to prove that he's the man to beat here.
But Jordan and Fukae are just 2 of the 10 anglers who made the cut after the first 2 days of competition. And all of them will have their weights reset at 0 this morning. It's anyone's game. Tommy Biffle, our top qualifier.
But all eyes are on last year's champion, Kelly Jordan, after his strong opening round. If he can do it again, he will be only the second pro in FLW Tour history to win an event 2 years in a row.
Oh, it feels great to have the chance to, make the cut again. I mean, it's everybody's dream to make the cut. Took it to death, I did, and got 2 days to try to pull it off again. That would be a dream come true, let me tell you. But there's some incredible fishermen that made the cut as well, so it's a long road to hoe, but I'll be swinging for it, that's for sure.
Another angler from last year's top 10 making a return appearance this year is BF Goodrich pro Chad Grigsby.
A lot of guys are going to get a big bite, but you still got to get him in the boat, so it's hard to get him out, but the guys that do that are going to excel.
And looking for a comeback victory, Shin Fukae is giving this tournament all he's got. Just ask him how much he slept last night.
2-3 hours. I'm tired and hungry. Fish is hungry.
Just in case you thought fishing for a living sounds like a long vacation, look at this. How many other sports begin before dawn? This is not just a test of skill, Charlie. It's also one of endurance.
You're exactly right. These guys do start way before dawn, and they do this in practice days and in competition days. The time they finish up at night with their tackle, it's way after dark.
The top 10 anglers in each category advance to the final rounds. The co-angler champion will be decided today. The pros will combine their weights from today and tomorrow to decide their champion.
They had to give it their all just to make the cut, but now they have to start all over again. Opening round standings don't matter anymore. There are huge fish on the Big O, but finding them may be tricky this year. This lake was battered by Hurricane Wilma. It's not the same as it was. The vegetation was torn up, and clear water is extremely difficult to find. And water levels are at an all-time high.
We are in the center of the state of Florida, on a lake covering more than 750 square miles. It's so big you can see it from space. But in all that water, the fishing is concentrated in just a few small areas. The favorite spot this week, an area called Moonshine Bay. That's where we find Kelly Jordan with his co-angler Brian Thrift fishing out of the Walmart boat. Now, Jordan got on the big fish right at the start of this tournament. Just like last year, he's the guy to beat. And moments ago, he found this fish.
This is a big one. Come on, baby, be on there.
Getting them out of that stuff is really tough.
She's gone. I know she is.
Oh, man. He lost that big fish, got tangled up in the vegetation.
Heartbreaker for Kelly Jordan to start the day.
That's the agony and defeat right there. We're not defeated yet, though, but can't lose us. That was about the biggest fish I've hooked so far in this tournament. That was a monster. I guarantee that fish was over 7 or 8 pounds. Ugh.
That's the difference between winning and losing. You get the big bites, you got to get them in the boat.
Here now is a pro in his first FLW Top 10. His name is Keith Pace. He's with his co-angler Ron Chapman, and Keith has a fish on here.
Good one.
Got it headed toward the boat.
Hear that braided line.
Damn. Good way to get started right there.
That's a great way to get started.
Beautiful fish.
About 3 3/4.
Good way to start the day. That's the kind of fish he needs to keep him alive in this competition.
Coming down to Chad Grigsby, who is fishing today with Lee Teeter in the back of the boat. Chad made the top 10 here last year, but a lot has happened in his personal life since then. As he told us, he's coming into this tournament with a whole new outlook.
4 top 10s in the last year. He's BF Goodrich pro, Chad Grigsby.
Do we want to talk about that? Oh, I got married.
This is my lovely bride, Bridget.
Best thing I've ever done. Now I'm, starting a family, so it's a little more in perspective. I finished second in the championship last year. That'll work. And as far as momentum going in, everyone starts over. I want to make all 6 cuts.
He's in 6th place right now.
Every tournament that I go out, I try to win. That's my goal. I'm pretty excited. I'm confident in what I do, and I like to think I'm pretty good at it, but I still haven't sealed the deal, and I don't believe anyone's due, but I think eventually if I work hard and do my job, I think I can get a win.
He needs it. These guys go through money.
No.
After 4 years on the tour, he is hungry for his first win.
That one's way back in the vegetation, but he's manhandling that fish out, get him into the boat. Good job with the co-angler. That's a real good fish.
That's a good start.
I got to tell you, he's using a big, strong pole, strong fishing line, and a lot of power to get those fish out of the vegetation and into the boat.
And that fish goes into the live well. It is game on here at the Big O. The anglers are on the hunt for the big bass and the big bucks. The competition just getting started. Much more ahead on Walmart FLW Outdoors. Like any body of water, Lake Okeechobee is always changing, but the changes have been especially dramatic this year. Hurricane Wilma left its mark last October. The lake and the people who live around it are still recovering.
I saw aluminum, I saw docks flying by, and the most amount of wind I have ever seen in my life. The damages we had at the marina, close to $1.5 million.
It did a lot of damage to all the businesses in town. Basically, the town was shut down for a couple of weeks.
Our community responded so well. Neighbors helping neighbors, they were prepared. American Red Cross came in with their feed wagons and the feeding station, and you couldn't have asked for better folks. With a heart to serve a community, they were so good.
It's amazing the amount of devastation that they had to 3 months later hold, one of the biggest tournaments in the world right here in this small town. My hat's off to everybody in the town of Clewiston. They really did a great job.
The town looks a little different, a few less trees, but everybody's in a great mood and optimistic about the tournament being here. And they're going to be a big turnout at the weigh-ins. It's going to be a lot of fun.
We're just so proud that FLW loves Clewiston as much as we do. They're like family.
What an incredible comeback. Here's Kelly Jordan now. He lost that big one earlier, but seems unfazed by all the changes the hurricane left behind on this lake, Charlie.
He's doing what he enjoys best, flipping vegetation into the thick mats. Got one hooked up here, putting a lot of muscle behind it, get it into the net.
Thanks, partner. Yeah. Nice one.
The one I lost here, look, I ate this one, but we like them like this. This is good.
That is a good, solid keeper again. Flipping back into the really thick stuff. That's where the big ones live. But it's tough getting them out of there. He lost one earlier in the day. This one here, good hook set. Really muscled him up out of that vegetation, get him up on top, and get him into the net.
And look at the pull on that rod. Kelly had to work extremely hard to get it into the boat.
Whew, it's about a 3-pounder.
He wants something bigger, but he'll take it. Like most anglers this week, Kelly is fishing here in Moonshine Bay on the west side of the lake. But not everyone is following the crowd. Because as you can see here on our Lawrence map, 2 of our top 10 pros went the other direction, to South Bay. One of them is Chevy pro David Fritz.
Yep. Got a good fish hooked up here, taking his time with him.
Good catch. Well, I tell you what, they're small. I guess it's better than not catching any.
Absolutely, getting 5 keepers in the boat, that's what counts.
But you know, on Okeechobee, it only takes 1 or 2 of the right bites at any time, and you're in business. That's the good thing about Okeechobee.
Here now is Shinichi Fukae with his co-angler Fred Martin. Again, Shin, the 2004 Land O'Lakes Angler of the Year, really trying to prove, as we said at the top, that that was no fluke. Struggled in 2005. He's on one here.
Oh, he lost him. That really hurts. Let's have another look. Shin's making big, long casts in that clear water with the Senko, working it really slow. Gets a good hook set here. Bites the fish up to the top of the water, has him coming his way. And then, look, right here. Here's the lure. It comes out of his mouth, just comes unbuckled. Bad luck for Shin.
A surprisingly tough start of the day for some of these anglers. Kelly Jordan is on the move, still searching for the big ones.
Hi, I'm Kelly Jordan. We're at Lake Okeechobee. Stay tuned for a little bit more FLW action.
This event began with 200 pro anglers. For 24 of them, it was their rookie tournament. Thanks to hard work and a lot of skill, their dreams of becoming Walmart FLW Tour pros have come true.
Hey, I'm Kevin Long.
Hey, I'm Derek Jones.
Hey, I'm Gabe Boulevard.
And I'm a rookie.
And I'm a rookie.
And I'm a rookie on the FLW Tour.
You are now not on the boater side, you're on the professional side. You're a professional.
An absolute dream, really, to be able to make that step day one.
All of a sudden, you're fishing against all your heroes.
And rookies nowadays are very well seasoned fishermen.
That's
what we're looking for right there. Wow.
So when they come to the FLW Tour, they're ready to go.
And they've already proven themselves. They're not really rookies. They've been on the trail. They started out in the BFL, and then the ever start, and then you get up to FLW and feel a lot more confident when you finally get up here.
I feel like I've arrived. I feel like I'm here. This is where I want to be.
I'm excited to make my own decisions. I like to try to shock everybody, shock the world. So
if I continue to work hard and fish smooth, I think I can have a chance to compete with these guys.
Well, you can look at Bobby Lane's year last year, and he made 3 cuts in a row. That's pretty impressive. So it gives all rookies a hope.
You got the hardest thing out of the way, and that was getting the first day of your FLW career in.
So I'm definitely enjoying the moment, and I look forward to the rest of the season.
Good luck to all the rookies. Last year, Keith Pace was a rookie pro. Oh, he's got a big one here.
This is a good fish. Yeah. Good, solid keeper for Keith. He was the 2004 FLW Tour co-angler of the year before turning pro last year. Tough time last year, but off to a great start this year in the National Guard boat.
That goes in live well, and we move back over to South Bay and Chevy pro David Fritz. Looking for his limit fish.
He has 4 in the boat already, looking for number 5.
There's a big fish there.
He's got number 5 on, taking his time with this fish.
Over here.
This is a big fish. He needs to take his time, make sure he gets him into the boat.
Get him. Thank you, sir. That'll help.
That'll help a bunch.
That will help right there. That's what we come in here to catch.
Nice job by the Chevy pro. The fish are also biting for our other South Bay pro, Shinichi Fukae. He has been on a hot streak in the last 10 minutes. Looking back, Shinichi Fukae has been reeling fish after fish into the Fuji film boat.
That one was about a 2-pounder, and then within 10 minutes, another one almost the same size.
Now he's looking for fish number 3 as we come back to live action.
Also needs to catch something a lot bigger. Got one on here.
Fred Martin, his co-angler.
There's keeper number 3.
Senko. Senko.
All 3 of them caught on a Senko, but he needs bigger fish than that.
Back now to the Walmart boat and to Moonshine Bay with our defending champion Kelly Jordan, who is still flipping the mats.
He loves to flip mass, gets that bait right into the thick stuff where the big ones live, but again, getting them out of there is the tough part. It's really thick down under that vegetation. That's where big fish love to hide back in the shade. Drop the bait down through the mat, jiggle it up, down, nice and slow to get the fish's attention. When he gets it, jerk hard and try to get him through, but sometimes they just come loose. Can't get them out through that thick stuff. He's got to set the hook really hard, put the power to him, jerk him right out of there.
He's putting the power to this one and gets it into the boat.
Yeah.
Cleans air, jerks it right into the boat.
And if you look at it again, not only does he make a great hook set, he flips it into the boat and right off the chest of his co-angler, Brian Thrift. Bam! Just like that.
Still trying to recover from losing that 12-pounder. You know, it grows about a pound an hour. You know, when you lose a 9-pounder, it's a 10 the next hour, then it's 11, then it's going to be about a 14 by the end of the day, by the weigh-in.
Another fish story.
Hi, I'm David Fritz. You better hang on. You're getting ready to see some really big fish coming here at Lake Okeechobee.
Only 10 pros are left in this competition from the 200 who began. One of those who did not make the cut is Casserole pro Carl Sweebeck. He's one of the most well-liked anglers on tour. But after a personal tragedy last week, just being in this tournament was especially meaningful to him.
You know, Daddy always had time to take me fishing. It was just such a major part of our lives that, you know, and it was like going to get the mail every day. On the weekend, we went fishing. I lost my father about 5 days ago. I really had to think long and hard whether or not I should be at this tournament. I think Daddy would kick my tail if I wasn't here in Florida this week. He would see to it that I would be here. So I was fortunate enough that I dedicated the year to him. I really feel his presence with me here at Okeechobee. I tell you, this is a special tournament for me. Even though we're fishing for $100,000, I still think about my father every minute and nearly every cast.
We'd like to send Carl and his family condolences from our entire FLW Outdoors family. Back out on the water now, we're looking at the opening round leader, Tommy Biffle, and his co-angler, Daryl Stevens.
Tommy doing what he loves to do, flipping tight cover. Tighter the better. He's got one hooked up.
I got it.
Didn't need a net there. Flipped him right into the boat.
He's small, but he's the one, and he's the first one. So, you're always glad to get him. I'll take 5 little ones. Didn't worry about catching a big one.
Nice job for Tommy Biffle. He is on the board. Now to a pro making his Walmart FLW Tour Top 10 debut, Sean Hernke, fishing with co-angler Randy Clark.
Sean's really excited. This is his 3rd year on the FLW Tour, his first top 10. He's hooked up here. This could be a career-changing moment for him.
There we go.
You say career-changing moment. We talked with Sean after he qualified for the top 10. He said that this has given him the confidence that he's been looking for.
Unbelievable.
What must seem unbelievable to some of these anglers like Chad Grigsby is how hard it is to land big bass this morning. Chad is flipping.
Got one hooked up here. Rips it out of the cover and into the boat. He's flipping a sweet beaver there. Right into that thick, heavy cover. He made 3 top 10s last year. This is his first top 10 this year, but he wants to win one bad.
Back down to South Bay and Shin Fukae, who's having no trouble filling his live well. He's landed 6 keepers already this morning. He is on number 7.
Big one.
Big one, he says. Got it headed this way. Oh, that is a nice fish. Get throwing that Cinco.
You can only bring 5 to the scales. Look at that.
Woo! That one will call one of his smaller fish. Get rid of one of the smaller ones, put in that bigger one. He can only keep 5.
A heavier limit now for Fukae.
I'm waiting you.
I've been waiting for you, he said. The fishing is good as South Bay. They're struggling a bit in Moonshine Bay, but plenty more action still ahead on Walmart FLW Outdoors. You know, flipping mats is one of the pros' favorite approaches to Okeechobee bass, but it's not the only one.
Mike Hawks got in on the big ones early and led on day one with a hefty 19-pound, 12-ounce stringer. He shows us one of his favorite baits for catching hogs in today's Fishing 101, presented by BF Goodrich.
One technique that works real well in the springtime when it starts to warm up and the flowers start to bloom is throwing a soft plastic buzz bait. To throw this bait, before you do anything else, you need to have the right equipment. You need to have a rod that's pretty stiff, usually about a 7-footer. This is a 610 that I use. The reel you need to use needs to be a high-speed model. You don't want anything that reels real slow for this technique. You need to be able to burn that line if you need it. And you need to use braided line. The braided line has no stretch, and you need that to be able to set the hook and get the fish out of the cover. When you take the bait, it's got a fin on top and a slot in the bottom. And you want to take the hook and run it back up through that slot as you Texas rig it weightless. You come in the nose, come out the bottom, pull the eye down into the nose of the bait, run the hook through the slot in the bottom. It's got a little fin on top, and you take that little fin and you pinch it and you run the tip of the hook into that fin to make the bait totally weedless. Cast the soft plastic buzz bait right up in the heavy cover. Get it up as you can and keep your rod at a 45-degree angle. And get ready when that big one tries to take it away from you. With these tips, using the soft plastic buzz bait, I hope you catch more bass than you do gators.
Want more fishing secrets from Mike Hawks and other FLW pros? Log on to FLWOutdoors.com to watch all of our Fishing 101 lessons. And if you want more tips, call 877-270-JOIN to subscribe to FLW Outdoors magazine. Here's Lowrance Pro Tommy Biffle in Moonshine Bay. Oh!
Broke his line. That one broke him off. What a bad break.
Good net.
Tommy's got the line in his hand still.
This one in. It's a good one too. Over here.
And the fish is still on.
We got him. Get him. Yeah! No, I broke the line. Broke the line, but I hand-lined him.
That's absolutely unbelievable.
He's 4 pounds, 3.5.
What a lucky break for Tommy Biffle.
That's when your luck's running right.
Amazing. Here's a guy who can't do anything wrong today. Shin Fukae on the prowl for fish number 9, and he's got it on.
That Sicko is really working good for him. Catching lots of fish. He needs to get heavier fish so he can coil up. Again, he can only bring 5 to the weigh-in scales. Everything else he releases back into the lake. That one will help.
Shin is hot. Back now over to Keith Pace in the National Guard boat.
Got a good one. Hung.
It's co-angler Ron Chapman.
Oh, yeah.
On a big one.
Oh, that'll go a long ways for you. Oh my God, that's a good one there.
That's not just a good one, that's a huge fish. That could win the co-angler side of this tournament.
Ron Chapman, the father of FLW Tour pro Brent Chapman, looking to bring home the co-angler crown. Here's Kelly Jordan now out of the Walmart boat. After a rough start, he's back on his game though.
Already has a limit in the boat. This is keeper number 6 if he gets it in. Yes.
Thanks, partner.
You'll have to call now.
Yeah.
Last thing the other 9 pros want is this guy getting hot at the Big O. Look at the hook set by KJ.
He's putting a lot of power into the hook set, moving that fish out of that vegetation, getting his head up and headed toward the boat. That's critical.
Now, I told you there was bigger ones in here. Y'all were just making fun of me for catching that small one now. See what that'll get you?
As of right now, we have 4 anglers within 2 pounds of one another. Chad Grigsby, Kelly Jordan, David Fritz, and Shinichi Fukae. A big bite by any one of those guys could separate them from the field.
Any one of those or anybody else in the field, a monster hero like Okeechobee can vault you through the standings. What you got to do is get the bat and then get him into the boat.
Here are Chip Harrison and his co-angler, James Frideau. Chip hasn't been on him today, but just look at how he did on day 1.
He had some beautiful big fish and lots of them, executed perfectly, vaulted into the top 10.
So far, he's only got 1 keeper in the boat, though, today, Charlie. Here could be number 2.
Didn't need the net on that one either. Just pounds him into the boat.
Not big, though.
About 1.5 pounds, but that will help. Every keeper helps.
Big old hog, look.
Hold it up close to the camera so it look big.
There you go.
That's how they look big right there.
On this lake, they can look big all by themselves. For the anglers today, it's just a matter of finding them, and one catch could make all the difference.
Hi, I'm Chip Harrison. Stick around and watch me go for the big ones on Lake Okeechobee.
7,000 acres. Lake Okeechobee is truly a wilderness, untamed and sometimes mysterious. But if it were a puzzle, this man would have it solved, because Shin Fukae is on a roll like no other. This is his 17th fish of the day.
Another one hooked up, and it's jumping right into the net for him. I mean, when you're hot, when they jump into the net, and he is worn out from catching so many fish. He's found a great place down here in South Bay. Him and David Prince have it all to themselves. Great hook set for Shin. I mean, he is fishing effectively. And he is on a lot of fish. He just needs to catch a big one or two, and he could take this tournament.
I'd imagine the arms of co-angler Fred Martin are getting a little sore from bringing all these fish in. Nice catch there, but he's in a great area to catch him himself as well.
He is culling up once again, replacing smaller fish with larger fish. He can only bring 5 to the scales, turning that one back loose alive and saying thanks a lot.
All about catch and release. Keith Pace is fishing from the National Guard boat today. The Guard is sponsoring one of the most exciting new teams on tour. And as you would expect, they are dedicated. With its new team, the National Guard is putting more than just fishing ability on its roster.
We looked at a myriad of different candidates to be anglers. Is this going to be somebody that is committed to his community, committed to the FLW, committed to what FLW stands for, and can stand up for the same values that the National Guard stands for? You're going to see some real rising stars in that group.
It's just an honor to be a part of the Guard team and represent all that the Guard stands for. And we're representing the country and all the men and women overseas that are fighting for us to be able to be out here and do this.
Most people don't believe that I'm a sergeant in the National Guard, and I tell them that all the time, that I intimidate people with my size and my deep voice. I love fishing, just getting the chance to be here, no matter how bad the weather is. There's nothing better than being out on the water.
Melinda Mize characterizes a lot of the things that the Guard stands for. We originally picked her to be part of the Guard team. Shortly thereafter, her brigade was mobilized, and she had to make a choice. Her brigade commander even gave her the opportunity to say, Melinda, we understand this is a huge opportunity for you.
I think I went on like a roller coaster ride of emotions there for a while, because you have all your dreams there right at your fingertips, but I'm just like every other soldier, though. I'm no better. It was actually easy for me to say yes, to go on my deployment. I feel like that's my purpose, that's my duty, to serve my country whenever they need me and not just walk away. It's hard putting everything on hold, but you know that there's a reason that you got to go over there and do what you do. I know it'll be all right. It'll be a new experience. When I'm practicing my casting over there, there's not going to be anything to get hung up on.
It's just an honor to be a part and a partner with FLW. And I'm just extremely excited, as well as the leadership of the National Guard is extremely excited to be part of this.
Keith Pace is doing them proud today. 4 keepers already, plus that big one is co-angler caught.
He'd love to have that one, but he's hooked up to number 5 right here. Got it up on top, keeping it out of the weeds.
Oh, Lord!
This is a big fish, really big fish. In the net. Wow, what a huge fish.
Thank you. 8 or 9 pounder there, buddy. Woo!
He's excited.
That's what I'm talking about. One more of them, baby, I'm in.
You got that right. He would definitely be in. Here's what he's throwing, a 3/8 ounce black and blue J. Ellis model Berkeley power jig with a pack-a-chunk trailer, and he's working it real slow. The only bait he's thrown all week long.
Normally mild-mannered Keith Pace is indeed pumped up.
Hi, I'm Keith Pace. Y'all stick around for more big fish from the Big O.
Welcome back to the first event of the 2006 Walmart FLW Tour, where giant bass are always just a cast away. Dean Rojas made a top 10 here last year. On the morning of day 3, he landed an 8-pound monster, and he couldn't contain his excitement. That moment is today's Fujifilm Fine Picks Photo Flashback.
Get the net, get the net, get the net. When you're in the finals and you catch an 8-15 like that, big fish, big fish. I'm a pretty excited guy when it comes to catching big fish like that. Big fish. It's not every day you can catch an 8 or a 10 pounder. I was pretty pumped.
Yeah!
I got it. Yeah! You just bleeding confidence.
Yeah! Yeah!
I had to let it out. I was just excited.
Chip Harrison had a couple of big ones early in this tournament, but they are proving hard to find today for Chip.
He's had 4 small keepers in the boat looking for number 5, and he's hooked up here. That one headed to the boat, keeping him up high. Good net job. Now he can go looking for a big kicker fish.
Back over now to BF Goodrich Pro Chad Grigsby, still flipping over in Moonshine Bay.
His second top 10 in a row on Lake Okeechobee, flipping in some real thick stuff. Hooking up here.
This has got to be a good-sized fish, and look how hard he's struggling to get it out of there.
It's critical to get this one in the net.
Yeah! Yeah!
He's got to get it in the boat.
Still not in.
Woo! Now he's finally got that monster in the boat. Great fish. That'll help.
That is as difficult a net job as we have seen.
That'll help.
That'll help a lot. That's a huge fish. Get a great hook set, a lot of momentum, moving that fish away from some of that thick vegetation, getting his head up.
And you see right there how tough it is to pull these big bass out of that vegetation.
Same one I just missed.
Chad Grigsby now has fish number 3, a high five to his co-angler for a great net job. That goes into the live well. We move over to Kelly Jordan, who is also working the heavy cover. He is still looking for one big fish to keep him safely in the game here.
He's got 4 in the boat, set hook here, way back in the middle of that mat. He's got this one moving fast, into the boat. Skied that one into the boat.
Well, I got one of these big suckers in the boat. Yeah.
With fish like that, he could have his second win in a row here on Okeechobee.
On the craw tube.
Great job, a lot of power. Kelly Jordan loves to flip that big stick, that braided line, forcing those big monsters out of that grass. He loves it.
You gotta love that.
Fish weighs about 5.5 pounds.
We'd take it.
Here's Mark Harden fishing out of the A&W boat. What an incredible story. He's just lucky to be here. Find out why coming up.
Hi, I'm Mark Harden. Don't change that dial. You may miss the big fish coming up on the Big O.
The clock is ticking down, but every moment can make the difference if it means you catch your kicker fish, and Mark Harden is still trying to find it. Now, last year at this time, Mark Harden had appendicitis. He was laid up in a hospital bed, had his appendix out, and missed the event here at Okeechobee. This year, he's making up for lost time. He's qualified in the top 10.
Flipping heavy vegetation here, right into the mat. Got one hooked up. Good fish. You got to get him out of there, though. That makes a difference. Everybody can find them. Getting them out can make you a winner.
Can't even see this fish.
Co-angler's digging for it down there, digging down in the weeds. Jerry Goebel, he's got a hold of it.
Oh, nice.
And got it in the boat. Beautiful fish.
Took all night to get it to mine. Time we got 2:26. We got to go.
He does have to go. He has to be back at the marina by 3 o'clock or he will be penalized. But for a big fish, that's a gamble any of these pros are willing to take.
As they head back, some guys had a great day, others lost some fish. We'll see at the weigh-in how it went.
As we watch the boats pull into the marina, you can see blue tarps still covering some of the damaged roofs from the hurricane. This lake isn't called the Big O for nothing. Even if they were elusive today, it is legendary for big bass. We saw a lot of them over the first 2 days of this event, so many in fact that we have a tie for the Snickers Big Bass Award. Rookie co-angler Jake Deeds had the title locked up with this 9-pound, 2-ounce hog on day 2. That was until Clifford Perch weighed in one exactly the same size and nearly as big as his daughter. Compliments of Snickers, the two of them will split $2,125 between them, grabbing the biggest fish of the opening round, and they'll have bragging rights for some time to come. The weigh-in tent at the Okeechobee Walmart is already packed with fans. They've been enjoying the free fun zone outside. Now, everyone is waiting to see what the anglers are going to bring to the stage. Charlie Evans is inside and the weigh-in is about to begin. Keith Pace, who fished out of the National Guard boat, was 10th after the first round, and he is first to the scales.
Here comes number 4. And reaching for number 5. Wow.
He sets the bar high with a 17-pound, 5-ounce limit, and for now, Pace is in the lead. But there are 9 other anglers still to come. Chevy Pro David Fritz brings in a limit weighing 12-12, not enough to take the lead. Sean Hernkey, fishing out of the Snickers boat, is even further back with just a 3-pound and 15-ounce limit. The F. Goodrich Pro Chad Grigsby has 3 in his bag. They weigh 9 pounds even. Dale Teeney has a limit, but they only add up to 6 pounds. Then it's Shinichi Fukae. His consistent catches all day long gave him plenty for a limit. 14 pounds and 1 ounce. But it's not enough to take the lead from Keith Pace. Chip Harrison's limit is just under 10 pounds. As are the 4 fish Tommy Biffle brings in. Mark Harden has just 3, but one of them is a whopper. Together, they add up to 9 pounds and 1 ounce. Another big one, and he might have had the lead. We'll see if he pulls it off tomorrow. Defending champion Kelly Jordan gets off to a good start, and he's got a limit.
That's a good, solid limit. 5 fish here that weigh a total of 16 pounds, 2 ounces.
A solid day for Jordan, who's now in 2nd place. And Keith Pace will be leading the pack heading into tomorrow's final round. And he will have to be on top of his game. Kelly Jordan is nipping at his heels. Shin Fukae and David Fritz are also too close for comfort. And with a few big Okeechobee bass tomorrow, anyone could be within striking distance of the trophy. The co-angler winner was decided today, and Tim Johnson, in his first FLW tournament, takes home the trophy with the limit weighing 8 pounds, 9 ounces. Not big by Okeechobee standards, but 2 pounds ahead of his nearest competition. He pockets $20,000. All of the co-angler finalists can be proud of their performances, and none of them are going away empty-handed. In fact, Fred Martin, who netted all those fish for Shinichi Fukae, netted himself 10 grand for 2nd place. For the pros, there's still another day to go. One more day to figure out where the big ones are hiding. One more day to push themselves to the limit. One more chance to become a champion and win $100,000 at Lake Okeechobee. For the 10 pros remaining in this year's Lake Okeechobee tournament, this is the moment of truth. If they've been having trouble catching big ones, it is their last chance to figure it out. If they've been on the fish, it is their last chance to prove they were not just lucky. It is the final day, and the pressure is on. $100,000 hanging in the balance. Kelly Jordan looking to make history with back-to-back wins. Day 3 started slow for him, but by weigh-in time, he was just a pound out of the lead, and he knows he can do it.
when you've done that before, you know, caught them real quick, you know it can happen again, and you just got to stay with it, and you don't ever give up.
Chad Grigsby is a familiar top 10 face, but he has never tasted victory on the FLW Tour. With just 3 fish on Friday, he has his work cut out for him now, and he knows what he needs to do to win this event.
Out here, you have to have key fish. You land one of those and it makes your day. I mean, you can catch a limit all day long, but if you don't have that big bite out here, you just can't compete.
Shin Fukae on the comeback trail. A win here would put last year's ghost behind him for good. His day 3 gamble took him off the beaten path and right to the big bass, but he's not ready to celebrate just yet.
そう思うでしょ? それが違うんですよ.
Not a celebrity yet. Keith Pace, a former co-angler champion, he wants to make his mark as a pro, and he's on his way. He is the leader heading into the final round. He just has to fight off 9 other pros for one more day.
I can't believe I made the top 10. 1 kicker fish and 4 nice fish a day will get you 100,000 for both days.
And that's what they're all after. Somewhere in Okeechobee's thick cover, the winning fish are waiting. These competitors have been training all their lives for this moment, a shot at the trophy and a $100,000 payday. Join us next time for the conclusion of the 2006 Walmart FLW Outdoors Lake Okeechobee Tournament. Log on to FLWOutdoors.com for complete tournament coverage and live webcast. Along with Charlie Evans' final day of competition here on the Big O. And speaking of big, Charlie, it has been the big bite year after year that has produced the champion here in Lake Okeechobee. Today will be no different. Last year's champion was Kelly Jordan. He got the big bite on the final day, and Kelly is once again right there, just 1 pound back.
Last year came from over 10 pounds down to pull out the victory. That just goes to show anybody in the top 10 could win it here.
The man sitting on top of the leaderboard got the big bite yesterday, brought more than 17 pounds to the scales, including an 8 1/4 pound kicker. His name is Keith Pace, but for Keith, this is his first experience sitting on top of the leaderboard in the final day of competition this big. I spoke with him this morning, and he is very nervous.
And he's got every right to be nervous, with veterans like David Fritz, Shin Fukae, and last year's champion Kelly Jordan breathing down his neck. The key, though, is getting those big bites. No, everybody's going to get big bites, but getting those big bites out of the vegetation and into the boat, that's what will win this event.
These pros have been going nonstop for 4 days now, and once again, they are up before dawn, pushing themselves for one more day. Kelly Jordan knows he has to be on top of his game if he's going to repeat, Charlie.
Yesterday, he lost a huge fish right off the bat. At this level, it's all about the right mental attitude.
That was a tough one. That was my first bite yesterday morning. Right off the bat, started and had him on and thought I'm gonna get him and just gone. And I just, it was tough there. I had to recover for a little bit. It's tough.
The nice thing about the Big O is that there are a lot of big fish out there, and that means anyone can pull off a win, including Chevy Pro David Fritz.
I know what I got to catch. You know, minimum of 16, and I need to really catch 18 or 19 to have what I'd say is going to be the winning weight.
This morning, the man setting the pace is Keith Pace. And with the competition so close behind, the lead is not a comfortable place to be.
I didn't sleep too good. A man can go 4 days without sleep. I done it. He can make it on 4 days and 4 nights without sleep. But I feel pretty good. I'm ready. I feel better today than I did yesterday. I got more sleep last night, so I'm ready to go.
They're all ready to go, and here's Shin Fukae moving out in the Fuji film boat.
After winning the 2004 Land O'Lakes Angler of the Year title, he struggled last season. This top 10 is his comeback, and a win could be total redemption.
And there may be a large gap between the leaders and those at the bottom of the pack, but just remember this is Lake Okeechobee. And even though somebody may be 13 pounds back, you could find a 13-pound fish in this body of water.
Lake Okeechobee has some huge bass in it. And right now, because of the cold front, they're back in the back, the thickest vegetated mats they can find. Getting the flipper in the proper place is tough, but even tougher is getting them out of that thick vegetation. With that flipping stick and braided line, you've got what it takes to get their head up and get them out of there before they work their way loose from the hook.
What a final day we have in store for us here. Located in Central Florida, Lake Okeechobee covers more than 750 square miles. It's so big you can see it from space. But the action in this competition plays out in spaces no bigger than a boat. And one pro has his boat in South Bay, and it's Shin Fukae, and look at the area that he's trying to get into here.
He's fishing where last year would have been dry land, found some real clear water. He is throwing a Senko, and it's working. He's catching a lot of fish, but the key is to try to get those bigger bites.
That's already his second keeper of the morning.
He had 17 keepers yesterday among those 5 quality fish. Fishing that Senko in real clear water, moving it really slow. He's a very meticulous angler. During practice, he takes great notes about exactly when, where, and what on, and what the fish weighed every single bite he gets during practice, so he knows in the tournament where to go and what to do at what time during the day. I tell you, this guy, preparation is everything. He makes it pay off.
And here's an angler who's making a comeback of his own. This is Mark Harden. Now, last year, while driving to this event, he collapsed at a gas station in Georgia. He had appendicitis. He had to go to the hospital, have his appendix out, and miss the event. This year, he's making up for lost time in a big way with a top 10 performance, and look at how he started his morning.
He's got a good, solid keeper here. Got to get him in the net. Great job. What a way to start your day.
Oh, yeah.
He's excited.
That is a great way to start the day. Yeah, he's probably 5 pounds.
He was 8 pounds out of the lead going in. Now he's only 3 pounds back.
Get us caught up in a hurry if you catch something like that.
Some fantastic catches already, and really, it's still the crack of dawn. The Big O excitement continues in just a moment here on the Walmart FLW Tour. You're looking down on Clewiston, Florida, home to this event. We asked a couple of resident FLW Tour anglers to show us around in this edition of Community Corner, sponsored by the National Guard.
Hi, I'm Kevin.
And I'm Laura.
And we're the Longs, and we live down in Clewiston, Florida in the winter. America's sweetest town. We're gonna take you out and show you around.
Because we're Clewiston's sweetest couple.
Here we are in sunny Clewiston, population about 10,000. Here we got the movie theater. Behind you is the park. Let's go check out some more stuff.
Come on,
ready?
let's go.
Yeah. When you're in Clewiston, Florida, you gotta go with Captain Terry Garrels on an airboat ride. Big old airboat.
Let's go.
Okay, so we're making breakfast.
Oh, blueberry pancakes.
Yes.
Killer.
How cold it is in Michigan right now. Let's go to the yard sale. Gotta have flowers on a basket on your bike.
Hey, yard sale.
Which way?
Kill it.
Good, how are you?
Hey, how you doing?
Jackie Miller, the minister.
Nice. I used to know something, but I don't think I remember it. How you doing?
This is a big bike. Ooh, I can put my fishing rods on the back here. Oh, let me see.
News.
Oh, look at around the front. Cool, nice meeting you.
You look beautiful.
We're here at Judy's place. This is where I work when I'm not fishing around the road on that FLW tour. So we're gonna go in, meet Judy, owner of Judy's place, my good friend Judy. She's my boss. Judy makes good burgers and good Phillies. Pull a Ranger Z21?
Yeah. Drive slow.
When you come to Florida, you have to come see the flamingos. Pet the flamingos. That's great. Clewiston, Florida. We hope you had a great time on your tour of Clewiston.
In sunny South Florida. Come on down and see us.
Here's Chevy Pro David Fritz. Now, he's not a Clewiston resident, but this town has been very good to him. He won here back in 2001, and he's looking to come back and win again.
He's also down in South Bay where Shin is, catching lots of fish, but again, quality is the key, not just quantity.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Charlie. If David Fritz is going to win this event, he is going to need some bigger fish. Over now to Chip Harrison, and this has really been an up-and-down week for him.
He didn't have a great day yesterday, but on day one, he had a huge limit. 18 pounds, 14 ounces, including this 8-7 kicker.
He may have struggled yesterday, but Chip is picking it up this morning.
Yes!
Yes! Yes! Early this morning, he caught this beautiful 7-pounder. Yes! He's back on his game and pumped up now. He's using a brand new lure that's caught fire during this tournament. It creates a lot of flash and vibration. It's called a chatterbait. It's catching tons of fish.
He was 10 pounds out of the lead this morning, but if he stays on the big fish, he can really make that up very quickly. And here goes Chip again.
Hooked up, another keeper into the boat. Not quite as big as the other one.
A little bit better.
But a good keeper.
Don't have to put a coal float in that one anyway. Quite as big as that big one, but we'll take him.
That'll be keeper number 3 for Chip Harrison. He's found a location in Moonshine Bay that they're heating up, and this could change the complexion of this game.
That's why Lake Okeechobee is such a great place to be. This tournament is wide open. The action as fast as the boats. Come on back for more when FLW Outdoors continues.
Okay, Raven, we are gonna get him today. I know you.
Some of the country's biggest bass are down there in Lake Okeechobee. And today, 10 of the world's best anglers are on their trail. The winner takes home $100,000. And Kelly Jordan won last year, looking to become the second FLW Tour pro to win the same event 2 years in a row.
He started out strong on day 1 with a stringer over 17 pounds and has been strong every single day since, bringing in quality fish. He's using the same bait, a Lake Fork crawl tube, and the same technique, flipping in heavy stuff and trying to catch the same big, huge fish he caught last year to win.
KJ fishing out of the Walmart boat says this is his favorite lake in the world, and he swings one out of the boat and then back into the boat.
Jesus, dink.
It's a small fish, but it gets him started. Keeper number 1 in the boat. That will get him going 4 more, and he'll have a limit.
But he'll need bigger fish if he's going to catch this man. Our leader, Keith Pace, fishing out of the National Guard boat, and he's got his sights set on his first pro victory. The man that's sitting on top of the hill right now. He's the guy everybody is gunning for. Let's hear it for Keith Pace.
Y'all ready? I can't believe I made the top 10. It's just hard for me to picture myself out there with all the cameras and everything. Never dreamed I'd be fishing on the pro side. I'm real quiet. Oh, Lord. And I don't talk a whole lot. I'm just fishing. Strictly business. I'm not outgoing a lot. I started fishing in the back of the boat and just liked it. And I won the championship one year, so that really got me going. I decided to move up to the pro side. I had a pretty good year, but not as good as I wanted. That's what I'm talking about. This year's starting off a lot better.
And Keith Pace has come out of his shell this week. Very bright young man with a bright future.
Oh, good fish here. Better fish.
He's got one hooked up here. If we can get him in the boat. Into the boat. Looks like about a 2-pounder.
First fish, good way to get started. I got him with the front hook, but it's good to have that other on there. Not too big, but it'll work.
Using a trailer hook on his bait, just extra inches that he gets a good hook up on the fish.
A nice start for Keith Pace. He is one of 8 anglers working an area of the lake called Moonshine Bay. But not everyone is there, as you can see on our Lowrance map. Shin Fukae is one who has broken from the pack to fish Clearwater in South Bay. And the 2004 Angler of the Year is a guy that all the competitors need to look out for.
Got one hooked up here on his Cinco, fishing it real slow in that clear water and catching a lot of fish. 17 keepers yesterday, came in 3 pounds out of the lead, so he needs to find some quality fish if he wants to win this event today.
The only reason he didn't take the lead is that he couldn't find the big ones yesterday. He'll have to do that today if he's going to win this event. This is Chad Grigsby's view as he hustles to a new spot. One thing for certain, there is much more action still ahead when the Walmart FLW Tour continues. To its reputation, rewarding some anglers today with big bass. Charlie, the bite has turned on early today on the final day of competition. Let's talk about some of the changes that have taken place.
We had a cold front earlier in the week. Now we've got Chamber of Commerce weather. Beautiful weather. The water's warming up. The fish are moving up shallower, getting ready to go in the spawn. Big fish already being caught. We'll see some monsters caught today.
And if you want to win here, you've got to land what the pros call the kicker fish. It's the ace in the hole at weigh-in time.
A big fish has always been called a kicker, like kicking the extra point field goal, putting you over the top to win the game.
Holy cow! Look at the size of those kickers right there. Kickers right there.
I think a kicker fish is more important at the Big O than any place I've ever been.
I only had 8 pounds the first day, and I knew that I'd need at least 1 or 2 good fish.
2 monsters rockets him into the top 10. He is gonna blow it away.
Just having that one big one makes all the difference in the world.
A 6 or 7 or 8 pounder is just gonna catapult you.
8 or 9 pounder there, baby.
You are never out of a tournament on Okeechobee.
But you got to have that kicker fish. You got to have a big fish.
He's our tournament leader.
A kicker fish a day will get you $100,000.
What do you think?
If you don't have an 8 pounder in the next 2 days, you're not going to win this tournament. There's no doubt.
That is major pressure for these guys. Sean Hernke could use a few big ones. He caught 3 keepers yesterday, totaling less than 4 pounds.
Started out the final round in 10th place. What a hook set. That fish grabbed that bait, moved off, heaved flat, put some power in that hook set, eased him toward the boat, grabbing the net. All right, into the net.
That's the way they're supposed to bite. Man, that's exciting. But you have to wait. Let them eat it. Wait a second. Get him. Number 3.
First career top 10 for Sean. If there's been a favorite in this competition, it has to be last year's champion, Kelly Jordan. His victory, including an incredible 30-minute stretch on the last day, is the subject of today's Castrol Flashback.
When I was fortunate to win last year, that was one of my goals. I always wanted to win a tournament on Lake Okeechobee. I'd done fairly well in several of them and had a couple shots, and to finally pull it off was just great. In 30 minutes, I was able to catch a 6-pounder, a 7-pounder, and cap it off with an 8-pounder. It's good enough to win the tournament.
That's a pretty nice one, huh? Whew. Look at that, just ate a big old golden shiner. Thank you, Lord. Oh, that's a great fish.
Defending is the hardest thing to do, I think. It's been done. I'd sure like to do it. You know, it'd be fantastic. I'm certainly going to fish my, heart out trying to do it, but I just have to concentrate on this game we got going on right now.
Yeah! He'd love to get into another 30-minute zone today, and he loves flipping into the match. It's worked for the past couple of days, but now he's struggling.
Struggling a little bit, but he's got a bait that can produce the big ones like he did last year. A Lake Fork crawl tube, a very compact bait with a good heavy weight where you can flip it right into the smallest holes way back in the deepest part of the thickest mat and jerk those big fish out of there. But getting them out of that mat, that's a whole different story.
And now he has a fish that catches him. Look at that.
That one there almost jerked the pole right out of his hand. They got him into the boat.
Told you I should have caught one already. That one tried to jerk it right out of my hand. You see that?
Small fish, but a strong and aggressive fish. BF Goodrich pro Chad Grigsby was in the top 10 with Kelly here last year. He had a tough time in the final round then, and he's having a tough time now as well.
Started the day over 8 pounds out of the lead, got one headed toward the boat. Another small fish, though. He said going out this morning he was going for the hogs, wasn't going to worry about a limit, going to catch the big fish, but it's not happening for him right now. Nothing but small fish.
And when he headed out this morning, he had a shot to make up some ground on the leaders. Unfortunately, he's not getting it done. Here's Chip Harrison, and he started his day with a huge catch.
Yes! Oh, what a way to start your day. That went over 7 pounds on that chatterbait. That got his day started right, and he's still catching them now.
And that's nothing new. Chip Harrison has pulled a lot of big bass from the Big O. He's one of the top anglers on tour today from Bremen, Indiana, Chip Harrison.
I'm from Bremen, Indiana. I fish for a living.
Nice one.
Here we go fish. Come on now, fish. Here we go fish. I grew up going to Van Halen concerts. I can't listen to that country stuff. Believe it or not, when I was in high school, I was a tennis player. I had the long hair tennis player look going all the time. That's when I was a rocker. And that's how you drive across country, man. When you get tired, you put in a little Metallica and you'll drive forever. I used to guide on this lake for quite a few years, so I know it pretty well. Come on, Mr. Bass. The biggest bass I ever caught was out of this lake, a 10-pound, 14-ouncer.
Yes!
This little reed head right here looks like a really good spot to catch a movie star. My parents used to come down here all the time. We'd take a couple weeks off and come down and go shiner fishing. Winters in Florida are a heck of a lot nicer than winters in Indiana. A bad day here is still 60 degrees.
And it's starting to look like a very good day for Chip, who is on keeper fish number 5.
Flipping in the mat. Got number 5 hooked up. Got to go after him with that Minn Kota trolling motor right in there. You can see the fish.
Right there, in the weeds there.
Yes!
All right. Reach down, grab that one out of the mat. Beautiful fish. Looks like about a 6-pounder.
Last year, we saw Kelly Jordan come back from 10 pounds down. Could we see Chip Harrison do the same?
Woo! A fish like that, he can. He's making up ground in a hurry. That fish stuck way back in there, but he goes in after him, jerks him out, grabs a hold of him, got like a vice grip on him.
Flipping time!
Chip Harrison, a limit in the live well, including 2 monsters. The man is on fire.
Hi, I'm Chip Harrison. Stick around and watch me go for the big ones on Lake Okeechobee.
To success, as Cheez-It pro Alvin Shaw shows us in today's Fishing 101, presented by BF Goodrich.
Today I'm going to talk about 3 baits that a lot of the guys were using at Okeechobee, and kind of the conditions we had from the hurricane, which muddied up the water. First one is a chatterbait. It gives off a whole lot of vibration in the water. The second is a rattle trap. It gives off a lot of noise. Third bait is a topwater bait called a spook. Makes a lot of noise and a lot of topwater disturbance. And I'm going to show you how we use those baits here on Okeechobee. This bait, you just cast it out and you try to get a lot of topwater commotion going with it. And that gets curiosity, especially of a big bass. Next bait, a rattle trap. You just want to keep it running fast through the water, making a lot of noise. Fast retrieve. You get a lot of reaction from this bait. And then the last bait, a chatterbait, gives off a lot of vibration. The way you work this bait is cast it out. Usually when you get to a target or a piece of grass or something, you'll hesitate the bait and then pick it back up. And when you hesitate, it's a lot of times when you get the strike. If you're in stained water, try these 3 baits. They'll help you catch a lot more bass.
Want more fishing secrets from Alvin and other FLW pros? Log on to FLWOutdoors.com to watch all of our Fishing 101 lessons. And for more tips, call 877-270-JOIN to subscribe to FLW Outdoors magazine. Shinichi Fukae is one of the few anglers fishing clear water here today, and a little while ago he caught his limit fish.
Here was number 5 coming into the boat, definitely not following the herd mentality here, finding his own little piece of heaven down in South Bay, reaching down and putting his limit into the boat.
After bursting onto the tour as a rookie sensation in 2004, Fukae hit a rough patch last season, but he survived with his sense of humor and humility intact. And now he's looking for a comeback.
From Mineola, Texas and Japan, Shinichi Fukae.
Big fish. In 2004, he was the Angler of the Year on the Walmart FLW Tour and in Japan. But Fukae struggled last year. By the end of the season, he ranked 99th.
You are bad!
だから絶対またね、アングラーオブザイヤー取ったから次の年がいいかって言ったらそうじゃないんで、まあこれもまた一つ悪いのも勉強だと思ってます。
Shin is a superstar to Japanese bass fishing fans. But he doesn't see himself as a celebrity. His humility keeps his feet firmly on the ground.
そうであればいいんですけど、もっと頑張らないとスターにはなれません。
And what happens if Shin wins this event?
Trophy is his, big check is mine.
Please give me money.
Even with the language barrier, Shin's great personality has helped him adjust to a new country.
And he's got keeper number 6 hooked up and headed toward the boat. Already a limit in the boat.
Can only bring 5 to the scales, the heaviest 5.
This will help. Good solid 3-pounder. He can call with that one.
Most anglers would be wound pretty tight fishing for 100 grand, but not Shin. Here's a guy who's not laughing at all. BF Goodrich pro Chad Grigsby. And a little while ago, his tough day got even worse when he literally threw a good keeper over the boat.
Got it back. Good hook set. Got him headed toward the boat. And then throws him into the boat. And then out of the boat.
That one hurt.
Lost the fish and nearly lost his rod.
And now we're back with Grigsby again. Still working an area in Moonshine Bay, and here we go.
Another one. He
almost lost another one.
He did almost lose that second fish. He's swinging for the fences, not paying attention to the fundamentals. He just needs some good, solid base hits to get back into the game.
He's got to settle down a little.
He certainly does. Look here again. Good hook set, but he throws him all the way over the boat. Almost lost him, but lucky for him, the fish stayed hooked up and got him back into the boat.
How many am I gonna throw over the boat this week?
At this point, with the amount of money on the line, it's like dumping bucks back into the water. Here's Keith Pace having a tough day too, but it wasn't the case yesterday. He was on the big ones.
One more of them, baby, I'm in.
He came out of nowhere with his beautiful 8.5-pound kicker.
Oh, yeah. Did you get that one?
Got one headed toward the boat here.
Yeah. All right. Did you see that and hit it? He come out of the water and hit it.
That's a very aggressive fish there.
1 3/4.
That will help.
Boy, they jumping on it now. I need some big fish.
Keith Pace looking for his big kicker, and so is this guy, Kelly Jordan, looking for back-to-back titles on the Big O. We'll catch up with Kelly when we come back next.
Lawrence
The first event of the 2006 Walmart FLW Tour. The Big O has served up some big excitement. Legendary Ranger Boats founder Forrest L. Wood tells us about one of his most memorable Florida trips in today's FLW Fishtail, presented by Yamaha.
I fished several tournaments in Florida. One of them was on the St. Johns River up by Palatka, and it snowed the most it snowed in 100 years there during that tournament. You think that it's never going to snow in Florida, but it can sometimes. And the tournament was over, and I started home, got up to the bridge at Tallahassee, and the bridge was closed. And I told the policeman there in the road that I was used to snow. If he'd just move over, I'd go on by. I was pulling a boat, and he said, well, you can't. There's several wrecks on the bridge. You can't get through. So I turned around and went back and went around and thought, well, I ought to stop and call my wife and tell her that I'm going to be a little late getting home. And so I called and said, Nana, maybe an extra day or so getting home. I'm snowbound. She said, where are you? I said, Tallahassee, Florida. She said, you need to think of a different story or a different town. That's a true story. Nana didn't believe me when I said it's snowing in Tallahassee.
There is definitely no chance of snow today. Here is Lawrence Pro Tommy Piffle enjoying the perfect conditions on the Big O.
He led after the first round here. Flipping is what he does best. Got one headed toward the boat.
A little better fish.
And into the boat.
That's what we need. But a whole bunch of them.
Already has one victory on tour, plus 9 top 10s, including 3 second-place finishes.
A formidable opponent to all the other anglers out there. That one goes into the live well, and we move on to Chevy Pro David Fritz trying to catch his limit as the clock ticks down. He was a champion here back in 2001. He'd love to win it again.
Hold on a minute. Got me one going.
One's picked up his bait. Taking his time, tighten down on him. Setting the hook. Here comes the limit fish, heading toward the boat.
I can get him in there without him jumping out of the boat.
And he's in the boat, there for keeps. David has got great experience, knows exactly where to throw, find out where the fish are hiding right there. That's the perfect spot to ambush that bass downwind in the shade of that clump of weeds. Perfect cast for David Fritz, and then the fish into the boat.
Thought that one was going to haunt me, though.
jumping out of the boat.
That is 5, ain't it?
That is keeper number 5 for Chevy Pro David Fritz. Here's Shinichi Fukae once again. He landed his limit very early. Now he's on the hunt for the big kicker to win the big bucks.
Got one headed toward the boat.
He's on the trolling motor towards it as well.
Getting the net out. Look at that net job. He using his toe, his leg there to leverage to get that beautiful bass into the boat. That one will call a smaller fish. Good hook set from Shin. Making sure he gets that fish's head up. And again, just a tremendous job with the net, with a heavy fish, using that leg to leverage that fish up into the boat.
Fantastic job by Shin. This is going to move him up the leaderboard.
Look at this.
5 3.5-pound fish could get it done for him today. Here's Keith Pace. He was our leader when the day started.
Got one headed toward the boat. He's going to net this one.
That'll help out.
All right, into the boat. That'll help.
Little fan club out there.
Need 4 more like it, though. He ain't about 2.5. I need him bigger than that, though.
With $100,000 on the line, these guys are going full speed right to the end. We'll see the last cast when we come back.
Hi, I'm Keith Pace. Y'all stick around for more big fish from the Big Oak.
It's called Fujifilm Real Photo.
Close day, one single catch could decide this tournament. And here is last year's champion, Kelly Jordan, still looking for his limit fish fishing out of the Walmart boat.
Checking his watch there. He's only got a little time left. 4 in the boat. He desperately needs number 5. He's got one hooked up here. Working hard. There's the cap cam look.
Got to get into the boat.
Into the boat. Keeper number 5.
Thank you, Lord. Number 5, fine.
Had 4 in the boat with just a few minutes left. Finally now got the limit.
Every fish at this point counts for these guys. They're moving up the leaderboard with every catch.
He had made a great flip back into the lily pads. Good hook set. Getting that fish moving really fast. Right into the boat. No chance of it getting off, getting away. Limit into the boat.
What a tough day.
It was a tough day for Kelly. No big fish today, but he does have a limit in the boat.
Lucky to have 5, though. I think my brakes went today, so.
What Kelly doesn't know is that he is still in this competition. All of these anglers gave it everything. As far as talent goes, they all have what it takes to win here. But they know that only one of them will be champion.
This has been an amazing event down here on Okeechobee, even though a lot of these guys have been fishing this for years. Because of Hurricane Wilma, it's like fishing a brand new lake this year. Higher water levels, a lot more dingy water, less water that was clear, and fish hiding under the thick mats. Figuring all that out was key to winning this event.
None of these top 10 anglers will go home empty-handed, and just is an achievement to be proud of.
You got to have a big fish here to win, and I ain't got one, so I probably ain't gonna win. But I'm happy with how I've done on my first tournament this year. I got a good start. Hopefully, I can keep on doing good.
Shinichi Fukae is also happy to be in the top 10. He has shaken off the sophomore slump that plagued him last season. But of course, there's still one more act in this drama, and to see it through, the anglers have to leave their natural element, the water. They and their boats then take a ride through the streets of Clewiston, with a police escort clearing the way. Destination, the weigh-in tent at Clewiston's Walmart Supercenter. Outside, fans enjoy the family fun zone. It's a place that they can get first-hand advice from the pros, as we see in today's edition of Ask the Angler, presented by Field & Stream.
This is my son Reed, and he's got a question for all the anglers.
What do you always have in a tackle box?
Always have some brown jigs in my tackle box.
I'm gonna have a jig and a Guido bug in my box.
Far too many tungsten weights, which makes it really iffy.
A strychnine shiner soft plastic jerkbait. It always produces for me.
I think I go to bed with one most nights.
Confidence is one thing that, to me, is truly an unbeatable lure. You go out there and you have confidence no matter what bait you put on, you're going to catch them.
If I'm fishing in the north or fishing in the south, it doesn't matter. I always have a Gary Yamamoto Senko in my hand.
I make sure I have plenty of Sweebo worms in my box when I'm out there fishing.
I always have sunscreen.
One thing you can say about the pros is they always come prepared. Inside the weigh-in tent, the suspense is mounting. From 200 anglers who began, just 10 made it this far, and now the field is narrowing even more. Sean Hernke weighs in a limit, but he can't beat Keith Pace's weight from yesterday and is eliminated. So is Dale Teeney, whose 4-fish bag today weighs just 5 pounds, 15 ounces. Then, Chip Harrison steps to the scale. What a tournament this has been for Chip. He had a great first day with an 8-pound, 7-ounce kicker and was in second place, but then lost his touch and wasn't able to find the big ones until this morning.
Yes! Yes!
Now we'll see how he stacks up.
Chip Harrison with over $350,000 in career earnings. We'll try to make a jump from that. There is 3 keepers at 4-6. Whoa! That may very well do it right there. That's a kicker. We have 4 fish here that weigh 11 pounds, 2 ounces, a new leader, Chip Harrison.
No surprise there, but can he hold the lead? He fends off Lowrance pro Tommy Biffle, whose 2-day weight of 17.1 is not enough to keep him in the game. Tommy is eliminated. A third of the field has come and gone, but Chip Harrison cannot relax yet because look who is on deck. Keith Pace, who landed an 8-pound toad yesterday to take the lead, and he could lock up this tournament. And how about Kelly Jordan, last year's champion? A single half hour in that tournament netted him 23 pounds. The weigh-in continues after this. Also on FLWOutdoors.com, vote for the Eagle Claw Hook Set Award. You decide whether Kelly Jordan, Chip Harrison, or Shinichi Fukai had the best hook set of the competition. Cast your vote online. The winner will be announced on our next show. That pro will receive a $500 Walmart shopping card. We're back now at the weigh-in tent outside Walmart here in Clewiston, Florida. And after 4 grueling days on the water, the anglers are nearly at the end of this nerve-wracking weigh-in. The leader for now, Chip Harrison. He's weighed 4 fish, including 1 hog, and still has one in his live well. BF Goodrich pro Chad Grigsby is next up. His limit today weighs just 6'8", and his 2-day total falls short of Harrison. He is eliminated. Mark Harden, despite not catching a limit either of the 2 days, brings some good fish to the scales and takes the lead from Harrison. But only until Chevy pro David Fritz weighs in. He posts a 2-day weight of 19 pounds, 7 ounces and snatches the lead. Now it's Kelly Jordan's turn. Last year's champion would love to repeat, but does he have enough?
Looking for 6-1. Let's check it out right there. We're about 4. This should do it right here. These 4 fish weigh in at 7 pounds, 9 ounces, a new leader, Kelly Jordan, 7'9".
This could be history in the making. Kelly Jordan just needs to hang on to his lead. But Keith Pace is next up, and you can be sure the day 3 leader will not go down without a fight. He has been landing some monster fish during this tournament, the kind that make or break an Okeechobee championship. He started this day a pound ahead of Kelly Jordan. But did he find his fish when the pressure was on? Or did the hogs hide from him in the thick Okeechobee mats? The big ones got away, but Keith Pace has a limit, and it is enough to put him back on top. Now Chip Harrison takes the stage again in this Texas-style shootout.
All right, he's weighed in 4 so far that weighed 18.5. He needs 7 pounds and 6 ounces to send Keith Pace to the showers. Fishing out the Ozark Trail boat today. Whoa!
Chip Harrison retakes the lead with the kind of bass that made Okeechobee famous. And Keith Pace is out of the running, but we're not done yet. Defending champion Kelly Jordan will have one more chance at the scales, as will Shinichi Fukae, two of the most formidable anglers in this field. This kind of competition is what they live for. Find out who wins next. We have seen fierce competition at this weigh-in. Most of the field has been eliminated. And for now, Chip Harrison has the $100,000 prize in his sights. But it's not over, because here comes Shinichi Fukae to the scales. This top 10 means redemption for him after last year's disappointment. Proof that he belongs with the best. And he has been on fire. A victory would put his career back in high gear. He has been landing keepers all day and culling. On Okeechobee, that's usually a recipe for a heavy sack.
Shin, let's see if you can come take a lead in these 4 pounds and 1 ounce. I believe you may be in trouble. 2 good quality fish right here. 2 fish here that weigh 6 pounds, 6 ounces. Shin is our new leader.
Shin Fukae keeps himself alive. But can he survive Kelly Jordan? He is the only man with a fish left in his live well. A fish that will decide this tournament. Jordan began the competition looking like the champion he is. For 3 days, he was consistently strong. This morning, just a pound out of the lead, it seemed like it could be his tournament to lose. But today was not the day for KJ. And now we'll see if it hurts him. Shin Fukae has nothing more to weigh in. Jordan needs just 1 good fish.
What do you think?
Well, I think it all comes down to a big bite.
All comes down to a big bite. Let's see if he got it. Kelly Jordan, pull your out. Needed 4 pounds and 14 ounces. You ready, Shin? Oh, Shin had one at Kelly Jordan with 1 small fish that weighs in at 15 ounces. Shin Fukae is our champion.
What an incredible comeback by Shinichi Fukae. He knew he could do better than last year, and with a lot of hard work, he has proved it. He broke from the pack and used every ounce of skill he had, and now he is the 2006 Lake Okeechobee champion. This has been a tournament of incredible effort and incredible catches. All of these athletes are winners, and all go home with something to show for it. As a rookie, he was the Land O'Lakes Angler of the Year. Now he is the 2006 Walmart FLW Tour champion on Lake Okeechobee. And he is $100,000 richer. For Shin, this must surely be a dream come true. Join us next time for the Chevy Open on Lake Murray, where the prize money doubles $200 grand to the winner. Log on to FLWOutdoors.com for complete tournament coverage and live webcast. For Charlie Evans, I'm Keith Leibowitz. Thanks for watching.